Why don't you sit down for that? I'm trying to take everybody who participates here.
I needed the back light.
Beautiful.
All right. Well, we're going to be very, informal. Don't worry, they'll bring up a keypad.
Let me have everybody on.
I'll ask you as we go along because I want to know the people's names. So you'll just give it to me as we come along. We'll have a nice...
Oh, Phil, here's your yellow flower.
We're coming closer to you, Phil.
Everybody else, do you have an extra one?
It's just the beginning. Final preparation. At the same time, we have a gorgeous place here. Yes, thank you. You just look out of the window, this is what you see. David, and the Jaffa Gate, the city. Beautiful sun coming out.
Gabby, are you from Cleveland?
Yeah, I've lived there most of
And Bobby, you now live in Phoenix, right? But you get to Cleveland once in a while to see the grandchildren. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to teach Hayden, whose name is Hariel. And you know, it's very appropriate. You know where Hariel is? Right over there. Hariel means the mountain of God, right? And the mountain of God is right over there. That is what people think of. So here we'll put on the prayer. Do you know the prayer for the... can you read that? Right, just do it. See, Bobby. We'll say it again. This time that's just a practice, and now we'll do it for real.
But it's the Jaffa Gate is right behind them. Oh, what a picture. Wow. The Jaffa Gate is right behind them, the entrance and the people. Wow, great. And the old city in the background. The beautiful spot.
Almost a man. We're not quite
Beautiful, Kelly. Beautiful, Kelly.
All right. Oh, I see. Asteli Tova, תבקש מהם תזכור את הדלת שם, תבקש מהם שקט. Okay? We're going to start on 442. And we're just going to have the Torah service, all right? I want to tell how appreciative we are before we begin on the family. Some of the things you can't hear, you're worried about him. I want to tell how important it is that we came here. When we had the dedication of this building, there were lots of people who was coming, and they were afraid to come because of what was happening. And many people I had to talk into. In your case, we didn't have to talk to people. You came on your own. We even had a family in whose name this hall was given, the Blaustein family, who were one of the wealthiest Jewish families in America. They thought it was safe to come. I assured them that it was, and they came as well as did others, although many people didn't come. And there wasn't a person who came who did come up to me afterwards to say that it was one of the greatest experiences of their life. Not only to dedicate this facility, but also because they felt that by coming, they were helping to keep the Jewish people alive. They were identifying with the Jewish people in times of crisis. So I think it's wonderful that all of you have come, and that Hayden has brought you all here for this very nice occasion. Okay? Now we're going to read the Torah service, starting on page 442.
The earth is the Lord's and all its fullness, the world and all who dwell therein. For he has laid its foundations in the sea, and has established it upon the currents. Who may ascend the mountain of the Lord? Who may stand in his holy place?
All right, then we're supposed to say together, those with clean hands and pure hearts, who never speak with malice, who never swear deceitfully, they shall receive blessings from the Lord, justice from God, their helper.
Such are the people who turn to him, who seek your presence, O God of truth.
I put the tallit on him and I forgot my own.
Yeah, what is X1, X2? Oh, the Zoom, okay. And I have timing on it, 1, 1, 2, 1.2, 1.3.
Don't worry about it. It doesn't show.
Okay.
All right. Let's all rise, please. Don't you have your special paper? You're using your special paper. Using this. Minasuki Keola, Yeho Mela Hakapo, Yuze Mela Hakapo, Naitzo Mela Hakapo. Let's have the two older boys come and open the envelope. Jordan and his son. Okay.
I'm changing jobs. As of tomorrow, I'm a photographer. That's it. That's the end of my career as a guide. Slowly. Beautiful.
The Torah which you are now holding, Hayden, is the precious heritage of the Jewish people. In this sacred Torah, we find the great values and the traditions and the account of how the Jewish people first encountered the divine. And this is something which has been passed on from generation to generation. And just as your brothers have preceded you to accept the laws and the values of the Torah, so we ask you to do the same thing. I'm going to ask the grandparents to come up, the grandparents and the parents. Come on. And we're going to ask Phil, I think you're the oldest. You pass it to Betty from generation, may door to door, from generation to generation. And to Bobby,
Bobby, let me see your face, Bobby. Bobby, let me see your face for the Torah. Beautiful. That's it. Now give it to your son. Thank you.
Bobby, Blair, and Blair, Dory. And Dory, you give the Torah.
Dory, can you turn around for a second with the Torah, both of you, with your son, so I can have both of you? Thank you. Wow. Beautiful.
Okay?
Thank you. That's it.
All right.
Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. Our God is one, our Lord is great, holy is his name.
כל בשמיים ובארץ, אחד עיני המלכה, המתנשא לכל בראש. while we're waiting, Benjamin? Ben?
I don't know.
Your dad's name?
Abraham.
Benjamin Ben Abraham, and Mama's name? What's your Hebrew name? Barbara? Barbara. Call you Bubba. Okay. Yahweh, Benjamin Ben Abraham, Barbara, Vidori, Bat, Betty, Ma Shema, huh? What was it? Your Hebrew name? Reincy, Phil? Parrots. Okay. Yalu, Hayden Bar Mitzvah.
Baruch Adonai HaBarach.
Baruch Adonai Barach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaBarach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu Michol Hamim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Vayishev Yaakov, Be'er Urei Avim, Be'er Kenana. Ela Todo Yaakov, Yosef ben Sheba, Esri Shana Haya, Ro'el Etleha Matzah, Unamar Efene, Bilha Bethany Zilha, Mishay Avim, Vayabe Yosef et Divatam Ma'al El Avihem, Vayisrael Ahav et Yosef, Nikolana, Ki Benzutumi, Uvo, Va'asa Lo Kitonet Hasim. Vayirdu Ahav Ki Oto Ahav Abihem. Mikol Ahav Vayisnihu Oto Velo Yahu Gabro V'Shalom. Vayachalom Yosef Ma'om Vayagi Le'echa Vayosifu Od Sino Oto. All Chalomoto Ve'al Devarah.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Natan Lanu Torah Emet V'Hayei Olam. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen. Stay there. Now, Yahweh, Jordan, Yosef, Yosef ben Benjamin, Vidori, Yosiah, Yosiah ben, no, stay here. Yeah, Vidori, Benjamin, Vidori, Hanan, is it Hanan? Hunter, is it Hanan? Hanan, it's a close connection. Hanan, Benjamin, Vidori. Okay, Yalu, Mikora Torah. Baruch Adonai Barach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Hamim V'natan Lanu Et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Vayomru Lo Echav Hamaloth Timo Chaleni, Imashultim Sholvana. Vayosifu Od Sino Oto, All Olamoto Ve'al Devarah. Vayachalom Le'alom Aher Vayisapher Oto Ve'echav. Vayomer Hine Halamti Halom Olam Bikine Ashenesh V'Hayarea V'Ahad Asav Koabu Mishtabu Mi. Vayisapher El Aviv Ve'el Echav Vayid Arbo Aviv Vayomer Lo Ma Ha'alom Hazer Asher Halamta Havo Navo Ani Ve'emaha Ve'ahecha V'Hishtahavo V'ha Arsa Vayikam Ivo Ahav Ve'avu Shemar Et Hadavar Vayochu Ahav Avivam, Isham, Vayomer, Israel, El Yosef, Alo, Aheha, Elohim, Isham.
Dora.
Come on this side. Fedora. Okay. Betty. Betty, Reince, Bathana, the Yosef.
Yosef, yes.
Yeah, and Bobby.
No, something that we just
Well, name fire. Okay. All right, go ahead. Now you say the bracha. Okay. You say the bracha. You say the bracha. You know the bracha?
No.
Right here. Baruch et Adonai. Baruch et Adonai Elohim. Baruch Leolam Vaed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar mikol ha'amim. V'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai notei haTorah. Okay. The Dora. Okay. Baruch Adonai Hamarach Leolam Vaed.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim, v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai notei haTorah.
Amen. Now we're going to hear the English translation of this very exceptional passage. This is one of the great stories of the whole Torah.
Now Jacob was settled.
Why don't you hold it up to you?
Now Jacob was settled in the land where his father had resided, the land of Canaan. This then is the line of Jacob. At 17 years of age, Joseph tended the flocks with his brothers as a helper to the sons of his father's wives, Bilhah and Zilpah. Now Joseph brought bad reports of them to their father. Now Israel loved Joseph best of all his sons, for he was the child of his old age, and he had made him an ornament to him. And when his brothers saw that their father loved him more than any of his brothers, they hated him, so that they could not speak a friendly word to him. So Joseph had a dream which he told to his brothers, and they hated him even more. He said to them, "Hear this dream which I have dreamed. In it, we were binding sheaves in the field, when suddenly my sheaf stood up and remained upright. Then your sheaves gathered around and bowed low to my sheaf. His brothers answered, "Do you mean to reign over us? Do you mean to rule over us?" And they hated him even more, so they could not speak a friendly. And they hated him more for his talk about his dreams. He dreamed another dream, which he told to his brothers, saying, "Look, I have dreamed another dream, and this time the sun, the moon, and 11 stars were bowing down to me." And he told it to his father and brother, and his father berated him. What he said to him, "Is this dream which you have dreamed? Are we to come, I and your mother and your brothers, and bow low to you to the ground?" So his brothers were wrought up at him, and his father kept the matter in mind. One time, when his brothers had gone to pasture their father's flock at Shechem, Israel said to Joseph, "Your brothers are pasturing at Shechem. Come, I will send you to them." He answered, "I am ready." And he said to him, "Go now, see how your brothers are, and how the flocks are faring, and bring me back word." So he sent him from the valley of Hebron. When he reached Shechem, a man came upon him, wandering in the fields. The man asked him, "What are you looking for?" He answered, "I am looking for my brothers. Could you tell me where they are pasturing?" The man said, "They have gone from here, for I heard them say, 'Let us go to Dothan.'" So Joseph followed his brothers and found them at Dothan. They saw him from afar, and before he came close to them, they conspired to kill him. They said to one another, "Here comes that dreamer. Come now, let us kill him and throw him into one of those pits. And we can say, 'A wild beast has devoured him.' We will see what comes of his dreams." But when Reuben heard it, he tried to save him from them. He said, "Let us not take his life." And Reuben went on, "Shed no blood, cast him into that pit out in the wilderness, but do not touch him yourselves," intending to save him from them and restore him to his father. When Joseph came up to his brothers, they stripped Joseph of his tunic, the ornamented tunic that he was wearing, and took him and cast him into the pit. The pit was empty, there was no water in it. Then they sat down to a meal. Looking up, they saw a caravan of Ishmaelites coming from Gilead, their camels bearing gum, balm, and ladanum to be taken to Egypt. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam natan b'tohenu. Baruch atah Adonai, noten haTorah.
Why don't we wait till we finish?
Yeah.
Yeah, shot.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm just going to eat them. I know.
All right, good. Let's rise. V'zot haTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael, al pi Adonai b'yad Moshe. Here, give me here. All right, we're on page 446.
Let us declare the greatness of our God and give honor to the Torah.
Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch בשמיים, וירא קרן נעמוד, יראה לכל חסידיו, ובני ישראל עם קרוביו.
People close to him. Hallelujah.
Adonai Tmina, Yeshivat Lachem, Udut Adonai Ne'emana, Ma'asinat Ketchem. The word of the Lord is perfect, reviving the soul.
The teaching of the Lord is sure, making Now Hayden will deliver his talk, and then we'll have a talk from Binyamin, right? Let's wait till he finishes so we won't get him excited. You got your talk? You'll make a good rabbi, because rabbis are supposed to use their talk. Okay, you don't mind if I go sit down and come to that?
Today is a very important time in my life. Becoming a Bar Mitzvah is a tradition in my family. On this very special day, December 25th, 2000, I spend a special moment with my family. I know my parents, grandparents, and my brothers are very proud to see me achieve my goal of becoming a Bar Mitzvah. My Torah portion tells the story of Joseph and his brothers, and the jealousy that is experienced between them. The difference between Joseph and his brothers and my own brothers is we do not have any jealousy or hatred for each other. We know our parents love us all equally and show their love to us all. I would like to thank my parents for making this trip possible. I know they've been planning this trip for many years. I would like to thank my Hebrew teacher, Mrs. Wolf, for teaching me what I needed to know for today. My brothers for putting up for me for these past 13 years, and my grandparents for always being there for me. Also, thank you, cousins Dick and Bella, for being here to guide me through my service and make it so special. Connecting myself to my Jewish tradition in the Holy Land of Israel has made this a wonderful experience. Thank you all for coming to this joyous event. I will never forget this day. Please save the best for last.
Okay, now.
Now we're
Looks like he's going to fight back.
Do you want to, you got to collect, have him sit down? Do we want to stand by you? No.
First of all, Hayden, congratulations on a job well done. We are very, very proud of you and the effort that you gave to be so successful today. It is hard for us to think that 13 years have gone by since we welcomed you into our family. Before you were born, Mom and I thought we had the whole baby rearing thing worked out. We knew what we were doing, we had it under control. All of your brothers were good sleepers, and each slept through the night at 6 weeks. But as was to become your hallmark of your life, you were different. So for the first 2 years of your life, you and I would often spend some not such great quality time together at 2 or 3 in the morning. But I can still see you as a small child in my arms, looking at me with your penetrating blue eyes, and remember just how much you would melt my heart, and know that I could not be too frustrated by anything that you did. I sometimes thought that in your own way, you were creating a unique place in the family for yourself, just grabbing for private time. Yet through your wonderful approach to life, you have not only created your space within our family, but you have completed our family in a way we never anticipated. Your enthusiasm and high goals for yourself have allowed you to develop a close relationship with each of your brothers. Before you were born, we had 3 very unique sons, yet somehow you seem to become the bond that tied them all together. From the day you were born, you wrapped Jordan around your fingers. Often he alone could calm you when you were upset, creating a mutual relationship that continues today. With Josiah, you and he were able to use sports as a way to communicate. While all too often I think he mistook you for the ball itself as he would toss you around, it is to him you owe your basketball skills, as he would work patient with you as you shot over and over again. And with Hunter, there's no other way to describe the relationship than as friends for whom each other cares with love and concern. You both seem to take pleasure in the company of the other and have your own private jokes that bind you together. You also completed our family just by being the type of person that you are. Mom and I marvel at how you've overcome each challenge that is placed in your way and have done so in a way that allows you to feel your own sense of accomplishment. When you would sometimes need extra help at school, you set high goals for yourself and worked to achieve them, looking at support as a bonus instead of a negative. You were reciting multiplication tables at age 4 just because it was a challenge for you. You've thrown yourself into basketball, taking advice from everybody from Grandpa to Josiah to your coaches, and building on them to overcome your genetic challenge, your height, and become the star of your team, and in the process, recruited your own fan club. You knew that studying a language was not easy for you, but you set the high goal for yourself of 18 lines at your bar mitzvah so that you could honor life. And clearly you took what steps it took to accomplish that goal, as we saw today. You have learned that through hard work you can reach for your goals and accomplish them all, and this lesson will serve you well in your life. But we're also moved by your good nature and your strong moral base. You're a kind boy with a good heart, in a world that is often not easy for that to be. Yet there you are, because it's no choice, it's who you are. We see you interact with both your friends and even those who are not your friends, and we are struck by the fact that there is no malice, no cruelty, but simply a belief that you should be fair to all. Many years ago, I realized that I regretted the experience of not becoming a bar mitzvah for myself at age 13, and vowed that my sons would not have those same regrets. Today you have completed that vow and that process that we started 9 years ago with Jordan, and have continued with Josiah and Hunter. You were insistent on coming here for your bar mitzvah when everybody told us we shouldn't come, and everybody was concerned about what was going on here. But you wanted to fulfill your role and continue the traditions of the family as you moved another step towards completing your youth in a unique and special way. And so, Hayden, as you stand here today, we see the man that you are becoming, and Mom and I are filled with mixed emotions. Your boyish energy and enthusiasm have brightened all of our lives as you share every bit of your everyday experiences with us. It's been fun to see the world of a boy through your eyes as you rushed head on into life and gave Mom and me the gift of one more chance to experience those stages of life again. Yet we know the time is coming to an end, and soon you will be a typical teen with all that that entails, and will continue to separate from us as you reach for maturity. We will deeply miss these times and moments, for they have been so special. We will watch you grow with pride as we see you becoming a wonderful man as well. So thank you for completing our family. Thank you for being the person you are. Mazel tov, we love you, and we're very proud of you. So, Hayden. Hey. Hayden and I got to share a room for a long time, and we used to play certain games. We got to bond together. I know he and Stewie like to torment me all the time, which is a good thing. Keeps me young. But I'm proud of him too. I know Dad talked about
time together. Just 4 of us at the dinner table. Soon it'll be 3. I hope you continue to become who you're becoming and keep up those dancing skills. And that instinct dance, I'm sure you'll show us all later. And you had a really fun party and you had a really good trip. That's it.
Hayden, today you became a Bar Mitzvah. You passed a major milestone on the road of life, like Jordan, Hunter, and I have done before you. Does this mean I'll stop picking on you? Probably not. But it does mean that I'll continue to value your opinion more and views more and more. Over the past year or so, I've seen you grow up tremendously, including improving your jump shot, which you will need to if you plan to play Tuesday night basketball with my friends this summer, even though I'd probably pick you over them in a draft anyways. It is truly a pleasure to watch you play basketball and football for Hawkins during the year. I'm sorry I could not make it to more, but as far away as Middlefield and Orwell are, I'm about 5 times that, so hopefully I'll be able to watch you watch some track meets, save me a leg at the family relay at field day because we have a title to defend. So today, all that Hebrew practicing comes to a close. What will you do with that extra hour a week? You made me very proud today, as you have many times before. I know it is very difficult to learn, how difficult it is to learn, and you've done it so well. Mazel tov on a job well done, and I look forward to seeing you continue to achieve and reach many more plateaus.
Congratulations. You did an amazing job. It is so hard to believe that you have reached this stage in your life and that you have done it so well. Becoming a Bar Mitzvah here in Israel is something that me and the rest of our brothers know a little something about. Welcome to this elite club. It is a special connection to the foundation of our religion that you cannot be matched anywhere else in the world, and that you should always carry with you. I'd now like to take a few short moments and share some thoughts explaining our relationship and the man you are becoming. The 9 years that separate us definitely left an impression on you and me. It has even allowed us to go through life moments together. I flash back to late November 1987. I was an overly excited 3rd grader who could not wait for you to be born, though the repeated false alarms nearly caused me a nervous breakdown. One of these false alarms had me telling everyone at school that you had been born. When you weren't, I figured out a scenario that I would only have to miss 2 days of school with the Thanksgiving holiday so that I would not have lied. Thanks. The fall of 1993 had you starting kindergarten as I started freshman year of high school. We both had this important first together. A year later, you became the first person to ride with me in the car after I got my driver's license. When I started college, you started 4th grade, a new building, Phillips Hall, and a different type of schooling. Now you have become a Bar Mitzvah, an adult in the Jewish faith, just a few months shy of me becoming an adult in the real world. Just last month, you pleasantly surprised me how grown up you had become by the way you acted at your party. You are smart, sometimes fun, but mostly all around a good guy. I look forward to the numerous life events you and I will get to experience together, the distinct honor of continuing to watch you grow up. Again, you did an amazing job today. Mazel tov, and I love you.
Anybody else want to have remarks except me? Sit down.
Back 2 steps back.
Stay right here. He must be with us in spirit. And we think of all of our brothers who are not here with us. I'm sure that they would be very impressed knowing that their descendants have perpetuated the Jewish tradition. You can tell your father gets emotional. It's very meaningful to me too. You know, I have opportunities to speak all over the world. I speak for all kinds of occasions. It's nothing for me to get up and speak before 5,000 people. But here we are with just a small group, and it's an especially meaningful experience. I want you to know you have an advantage that your three older brothers didn't have, and that is we built this special building just for you. And you are the first fellow to be bar mitzvah in this room. We've had bar mitzvah parties here already. The building isn't complete, but so many people have wanted to use it. We've had bar mitzvah parties here, but I don't think we've ever had the service here. And one thing I can promise you, people will come from all over the world just to look at this facility, and maybe we ought to put up a plaque, and we ought to say, Hayden Oz was bar mitzvah here. There's something very interesting and historic about this place. Yesterday when we were going through your mother and dad, and we talked how meaningful this place was, I pointed out to you that there are some synagogues in the world which have on their eastern wall, they always pray toward the east, a picture of the Tower of David and the outer walls of the city. But we don't have the picture. You know, it's like the two Bubbas that are walking down the street, and one is wheeling a baby carriage, and her Anikel, her little grandchild, is in the carriage. And one grandma says to the other, she says, "Oh, what a beautiful baby." And the other grandmother says, "Wait till you see the pictures." So here, you don't have to see the picture, you see the real thing. There's a little bump in the ground over there. You can't quite see. You see that? Well, there's several mosques there with the dome. That's a little bump in the ground. It's called Mount Zion. You just read, "From Zion shall go forth the law." Mount Zion, which is a little hill that you can climb in maybe 2 minutes. If you look at it from the perspective not of the topography, but of the theology, of the ideology, Mount Zion is the greatest, highest mountain in the world, right? Just like the Jewish people, we're a very small people. There are only about 12 million Jews in the world, about, say, 5.5 million in the United States, about 5 million now in Israel. We're one of the smallest people in the world. And yet, just like Mount Zion, probably the smallest mountain in the world, and yet on that mountain, the Jewish people reached heights that no other people ever reached. And to this day, the Jewish people has transmitted its values to the world. And to the extent of civilization, which is predicated on democracy and the values of equality for all human beings, that comes from our tradition. So this is a little hill, but it's the greatest mountain in the universe. And there's something else very significant about this. Have you ever been to Williamsburg, Virginia, with your family? Well, what's Williamsburg? What is it? Yeah, the colonial. It shows you how the Americans lived during the colonial time. And the people that are walking around in
It's Mount Zion, there.
the garments that they
Tall buildings.
What time is it open in the morning? 9 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Closes around 5. And there's a little theater there, right? America, which is only the United States of America, is over 200 years old. We observed our bicentennial a few years ago. This is 125 now. But when they want to talk about Nobody spoke Hebrew because Hebrew was only the language that you prayed in and you studied. But today, Hebrew is the language of this country. I'll give you an example. Supposing you were to try to resurrect, you know what the word resurrect means? To bring back to life. Supposing you were to try to bring back to life Julius Caesar. You heard of Julius Caesar? You probably studied about Rome. And you had him walk the streets of the Roman Forum. Have you been to Rome? Probably with a family. You must have walked the streets of the Roman Forum, right? And you have Julius Caesar walk in the Forum. You know that he wouldn't understand one word of what's going on because there's such a tremendous difference between ancient Latin and contemporary Italian. Have you been to Greece? Have your family been to Greece? Well, if you were to go to Greece, maybe your family will take you. I'm glad you came to Israel instead of going to Greece. There are many Jews I know that only go to Greece. They never get to Israel. You go to Greece and you walk on the Parthenon, which is where all the beautiful statues are. It's a beautiful height. You look down and you see the whole city of Athens in front of you. And you were to somehow or other resurrect, to bring back to life, Homer, who was the famous author of Greece, and you have him walk the Parthenon, which is the buildings that are there, the magnificent Greek architecture. Homer wouldn't understand one word. There's such a tremendous difference between ancient Greek and contemporary Greek. But if we were to resurrect Isaiah, or Jeremiah, or Ezekiel, or Moses, and have them walk, did you walk down Ben Yehuda Street? Have you been to Ben Yehuda Street? You got your talit there, no? And have them walk the streets of Jerusalem, you know they would understand every word. They may not understand G, or Sveter, or radio, or televizia, or protexia, but they would understand every word. Why? Because this language, which hasn't been spoken for more than 2,000 years, is now revived. And the Jewish people is revived. And the reason why I wax so emotional, I remember at Jordan's Bar Mitzvah, when I told the story about how your grandma and I used to play on going to Jerusalem, is it was inconceivable. It was a game. And now it's not a game. It's life. And you're part of that life. And how important it is that your parents have brought you here. Because by bringing you here, they may not know everything there is to know about Jewish tradition. But they feel in their hearts that it's so important for them that their children carry on the Jewish tradition, that they've made this effort to bring you here, to your cousin Vicki also, and Bella, and we're privileged to be part of this. Now, I was very impressed when you talked about, in your talk, about Joseph. It's a great story. You read the whole story. You didn't stop at the 25 verses that you read. You know the whole story of Joseph. You know how they sent him into prison, and how he was able to interpret dreams, and how he became an interpreter of dreams, and how they took him out of prison, and how he became the great interpreter of dreams for the Pharaoh, and how Pharaoh made him the #2 person in the land, made him vice president. We had a big fight in America whether who was going to be vice president. He became the Cheney of the and a long chain in Jewish tradition. He became the Cheney of the to the Pharaoh, the mightiest ruler in the world at that time, of Egypt. And he hid it from his brothers, and then there was famine, and his brothers came looking for food and looking for a way to survive. And they came before the vice president of Egypt. And he fooled Joseph, who should have been bitter, and who should have said, you guys would have had me dead, you brothers of mine. What kind of brothers are those? Not just a little fight like they have over who should throw the basketball or something like that. But and you know what he did? After he went through all kinds of stratagem, he made him schwitz a little bit. He made him perspire a little bit before he told them. But then he had this wonderful, wonderful line. which is in effect what you say. He said to them, he asked everybody to leave, all the members of the court, and he said to them to remember, Ani Yosef Achichem. I am Joseph, your brother. And Joseph understood, and he made them understand what it is to be a brother. And if you're a brother to your brothers, and you know what it is to have family love, then you know what it is to be part of the larger family we call the Jewish people. And that's why what you are doing today is you're undertaking responsibility. You're making a commitment to yourself. You're making a vow to yourself that today you're going to go through the rest of your life and you're going to say to all the Jews, those you've never met before, most of them you've never met. Even I haven't met most of the Jews. And I schlep all over the world all the time. I think I know most of the Jews in the world. But you're going to say, whenever you see another Jew, you're going to say, Ani Yosef Achichem. You'll say, Ani Hayden. Ani Harel Achichem. I am Joseph, your brother. There's a wonderful story, and with this I'm going to end, which tells the story about brotherly love, and which is related to the mountain love. The story is told about two brothers. One was very rich.
So it's genetic.
It's genetic, yeah, it's in your blood.
Challenge.
You don't have to be tall to be a great basketball player. Anyhow, I started to tell the story about two brothers. One was very wealthy, but had no children, no family, no wife, many fields, lots of grain. And the other was very poor, had a large family, and they each lived on the bottom, opposite sides of a hill. You know the story? Well, you're going to know it. And the rich brother one day said to himself, I have so much, and my poor brother has nothing. And so one night at midnight, he decided, it was during harvest time, and each of the brothers had put piled up a big pile of grain on their field. So he decided he was going to give some of his grain to his poor brother. And he climbed over the top of the hill and put a huge pile of grain on the pile of his poor brother. And that same night, the poor brother said to himself, you know, my rich brother doesn't have anything. What does he have? All he has is his wealth, his grain. No family, never Rachmanis. He said, I'm going to give him more material wealth. So, unbeknown, the rich brother, he takes a huge pile of grain, walks over the top of the hill, and deposits it on the pile of the rich brother. They didn't know because they didn't see each other. The second night, same thing happened. And nobody knew. They woke up in the morning and they found out that the grain, they had the same amount of grain as they had the night before. They couldn't figure out what happened. And then on the third night, at midnight, and there was a full moon, they walked up to the top of the hill. And at the top of the hill, they met each other, carrying in their hands this huge pile of grain. And they suddenly realized what had happened. Each brother was trying to help the other brother. As it says in our tradition, Kol Yisrael Arevim Zeh Bazeh. Every Jew is responsible for every other Jew. And they dropped their pile of grain, and they embraced. And according to the rabbinic legend, a voice came forth from heaven and said, this spot of brotherly love is where I am going to ask King Solomon to build the temple. And that's where the temple was constructed. And that's the reason why the temple was constructed here. Because if two brothers can get along like that and be responsible one for the other, that should be the most sacred spot. Now, unfortunately, we're living in a time, and you're reading the newspapers today, where this this little hill, so sacred to Jewish tradition, is now becoming the center, has become the center of controversy. And many hundreds of people have been killed, many thousands of people over the years have been killed because of that little hill. But we're still hopeful that now, in this time, and I hope you've been reading the papers and finding out what's happening, we're still hopeful that at this time, somehow or other, there will be peace, and that the two brothers will meet, and out of that meeting will come peace not only for Jews and for Arabs, but for all mankind. But in the final analysis, peace for all mankind depends upon peace between two individuals. And when you have a family, a mother and a father, and grandparents who love each other so much, and who assume responsibility for each other like you do in your family, then it enhances not only your lives, but it enhances all our lives. So in this spirit, I'm going to bless you and ask you to carry on our family's tradition, and I'll ask all of us to stand while bless Hayden. May God bless you and keep you. May God let his countenance shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May God lift up his countenance unto you and grant to you a long life of health, contentment, happiness, creativity, and peace. Let's say the Shechianu. Kiyanu, 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 Azman Hazeh. Mazal Tov.
Mazal tov for the whole family.
Okay.
Not too many families.
Mazal Tov.
Get that on film.
I got that up there.
Everybody's looking in.